Hello everyone, I'm Al from Valentyn.co, and this is Vlad the Impaler, a choose your own adventure game with some really strong RPG elements, where your decisions drastically change the outcome of the game, and as such, every playthrough can be very different. The game is filled with violence, gore, and some amazing artwork, despite it being quite dark in nature. Developed by Section Games, who surprisingly don't have a website at all, it was actually quite hard to find out any information about them. The game is currently available for Steam, for Mac and Windows, and in it you have to explore a city and find the cores of its enveloping darkness. Murder is afoot and everything has gone to hell. Now let's get in and see what this game is all about, shall we? As you can see, here are the RPG elements. You get to select 3 different classes and look at the artwork. It is really good. Quite charcoal-like, dark, gritty and beautiful. We can have the explorer, the soldier or the powerful mage. Now which shall we be? As the explorer, you have knowledge of the land. You are fast, on target and adventurous. You will be the enemy's spy or the diplomatic embassy. The soldier is fierce and strong. Fulfill your knightly duty to the kingdom or unlock your dark side and become the assassin. The mage is skilled, wise and supernatural. Become the high priest specialized in protective magic or the sorcerer with thirst for destruction. I believe I shall go for the mage.
My friend, I have need of your skills once again. Darkness has fallen upon the city of Istanbul. Blood paints the streets, and the cries of the dying rise from the night. The Sultan himself will not set foot within its walls until the dread curse is lifted. Holy men, knights, and inquisitors have all been sent, yet none have returned. You are the only one whom I trust to investigate this. Your cunning, your prowess, and your penchant for results are needed here more than ever. Find the source of this wickedness, and deal with it as only you can. Godspeed, my friend, and watch your back.
Well now, that is certainly dark indeed. Chapter 1. Oh, the music is beautiful. You pass through the gates of Istanbul on a moonless night. The lights from torches are few, and the eyes of midnight wanderers are many. A group of guards huddle around the body of a woman, her heart ripped out and used to paint a tall, bloody 15 days on the wall behind her. The weight of fear is heavy on the streets. The scent of death haunts the tight air. It is a city under siege, and the enemy is invisible. Oh. Everything seems to be completely hand-drawn. Our adventure is here. So, here you can see our morality. Are we evil? Are we good? Our agility, our strength, our intelligence, magic, constitution, dexterity, and our charm, or charisma. So, shall we go to the port, the square, or the bazaar? We can always go to the port and investigate, see if anyone new has arrived in the city. Make your way through the port of Istanbul as the sun goes down. There is a fisherman who may have information on people being sold and smuggled out of the port. As you search for his berth along the multitude of piers, you hear a voice calling out to you. Turning, you find a woman cinched into a European dress, waving at you from a docked ship. "Pardon me," she says in a German accent, "but would you have a moment to assist my lady?" Curious, you call back. "What seems to be the problem?" "My Contessa is ill and needs help leaving the boat. Would you please be so kind?" So, let's assist the Contessa. You board the ship and the lady takes you to the main cabin. There, reclining on a large bed, is one of the most beautiful young women you've ever seen. Her flowing brunette locks dance across the pillow as she turns toward you. "I apologize," she says, "but I haven't the stomach for the sea travel. Could you please carry me to the pier?" "It would be my honor," you reply. Gather up her little form in your strong arms. Her delicate hands drape around your neck as you carry her off the boat and onto the pier. Her carriage has arrived since you went aboard, and you carefully deposit the Contessa inside, next to a black woman in colourful turban. "There you are, Contessa," you say, but then realize that you haven't been properly introduced yet. Her eyes meet yours. "Karnstein," she replies. "Kamala Karnstein of Styria." You kiss her hand in the European fashion. "Welcome to Istanbul, Contessa," you say. She leans in and kisses you on the cheek. Then the brutish coachman cracks his whip and the horses pull the carriage away into the city. When it is gone, resume your search for the fisherman. You find him 2 piers down and ask what he knows about people being bought and smuggled. "I'm not talking to any lover of Uper," he hisses. "What do you mean?" you ask. "Uper," he spits back. "Vampire. They cannot cross running water except at noon and midnight, unless someone carries them over it." He crosses himself and walks away from you. Oh, so we've actually lost some charm now. Not very good. Bad impression. Bad impression indeed. And you can see turn 2 of 15. We have 15 turns? Let's head to the square. You have just purchased your lunch from a falafel vendor when a man bumps into you. "Please," he whispers, "I need your cloak." You look at the man. He's out of breath and sweating. You've seen this kind of expression before. You look over his shoulder to see a palace guard moving quickly through the crowd searching for someone. "Please," he begs. Tell him to move along. You can't afford to be caught up in royal pursuit, so you tell the man to move along. He hisses in frustration and darts off into the crowd. You watch as the guards push through the square, eventually catching him. As you eat your lunch, you wonder what possible crime the man could have committed. You follow the guards as they take him into a pair of posts in the middle of the square. He screams as they strip him down and tie him up. The crowd begins to thicken as one guard unrolls an edict and begins to read, "For the crime of entering the royal harem." The man is hoisted upside down into the air, his legs splayed apart in a V. The Grand Vizier has decreed death by saw. Several members of the crowd cheer as 2 of the guards position an enormous hacksaw between the man's legs. The man screams his prayers to Allah, then the guards begin to saw downward. The man cries are unforgettable. Blood splatters in every direction as the guards saw back and forth, bisecting the man in raw and gruesome fashion. It takes long minutes with organs dropping out of his body until finally they saw through his head and he splits completely into 2 halves, swinging heavily from the ropes tied to his feet. The crowd cheers. You are no longer hungry. Ugh, my constitution has just gone down from that. Alright, so the Bazaar it is. You enter the tent of a bookseller in the Bazaar. The owner sits statically on a large pillow. His face is cracked with wrinkles, and his beard is full of grey and black. He motions for you to sit across from him. His nephew offers you Turkish coffee. As both of you have sipped from your cups, the nephew politely asks what information his uncle can help you with. Let's see. I need to know more about Istanbul. I need to know if a plague of violence like this has ever been seen. Let's look at, has this plague been seen before? The bookseller points across the tent, and the nephew dutifully runs over to that shelf. He pulls out a particular volume and hands it to you. The cover reads, "The Slaughter of Chugovist." Inside, the pages are full of stories of a Romanian city that was beset by mass murders, witch hunts, abductions, exorcisms, and dark creatures laying waste to the population. Eventually, the city descended into complete depravity until a mighty hero arrived and restored order, chasing all the dark powers away. The name of the hero is one you are well acquainted with, Vlad the Impaler of Wallachia. Oh, end of chapter 1, the mage. Not too bad, charm has gone up a bit, constitution is down. Charm 6, oh there we go, everything's increasing. Chapter 2, very interesting game indeed so far. It essentially just reads like a storybook. There are choices, but they're not really that important, are they, so far? But they do affect your abilities and skill points. The evidence you've collected lays spread out on a table before you. Your meal from the tavern downstairs sits half eaten as you try to make sense of the results of your encounters. That's when you sense a presence behind you. On instinct, you spin to the side, just as a knife passes through the air where you've been standing. All of your weapons are across the room, save the one no one ever expects. You, with singular speed and deft strikes, you grapple with the hooded assassin, keeping the jagged knife beyond the slice of your flesh, until, at last, you gain the crucial advantage and flip your attacker over onto the table, breaking it into splinters in the process. The assassin lies still. Pulling back his mask, you find a horrible slackness in his head, the result of a broken neck. His face is European. Around his neck is a silver cross with a tiny dragon curled around it. In his pocket, you find a small bound copy of the Exorcist's Doctrine and a piece of folded paper. It is a letter with the name Inn, where you are staying, as well as the room number. Excellent. You think to yourself, if people are trying to kill me, I must be getting somewhere. Absolutely beautiful artwork. Although, it just seems to be essentially a point and click book. Not much gameplay to it yet, so you do have to wonder, is it really worth its price tag? Which is essentially nearly €10. It's quite a bit. So far, the writing is alright. It's not the best and it's not the worst. The art style is beautiful, the music is superb. But where's the depth? After the game actually launched, there was no real information besides the description of the story. And since the developers actually don't have a website, it's actually really hard to find out any information about the game, leaving it up to people to actually buying it and then reviewing it for you on Steam. Not a good choice in the end. So far, I'm quite captivated. Then again, I do like these types of games. Most people won't, they'd be expecting something action orientated. That is of course called Vlad the Impaler, so obviously Vlad Tepes the Impaler, or Dracula, better known as, is featured. They do mention vampires, and everything is seemingly going very, very bad in the city. And apparently only at night. So it is obviously going to get a lot more darker. But unfortunately, due to the way the game is structured, or should I say the book, it's very hard to capture on a video such as this. It's mostly just me reading and making decisions. There's nothing really quite interactive, nothing jumping out at you, sucking you into it. So unless you're setting out from the start to find an interactive book such as this, you're going to be very disappointed if you buy this thinking it's going to be a proper RPG. Sure, it does have morality, it does have charisma, strength, it does have attribute points. And these are only affected by conversations, or seeing an event such as a man being sliced in half. Fair enough, it does drop your constitution. But how would it affect your constitution when it comes to your health pool? Seeing someone being sliced in half, yes, it does make you ill, your constitution is upset, but that should recover quite soon after, recovering, sleeping, eating. It shouldn't cause a permanent reduction in points. Same with charm. How can having a conversation with someone appear that is seemingly a very rude person, and it's not up to you, you didn't affect him, you only ask them if something has happened, it drops your charisma points or your charm. That's actually a very strange mechanic, and then suddenly you get it back by having a friendly conversation. Quite odd indeed. I'm not too sure if I could recommend this game. Then again, I haven't really played that far. I'm only on chapter 2. But if you do want to know more, remember this is just the first look to show you what the game's about. Do have a look at the website link in the bottom of the description. You can see my full review of the game there. And I hope you enjoyed watching this. There are certainly some more very interesting Mac games coming out, and I shall be covering them. I'm Al. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.